What's more fun, busting through the banner or collecting the streamers afterwards? I suppose there is the best of both worlds in this case. Number 1 Lovell at number 2 Wyoming Indian. First quarter, Wyoming Indian wearing the white and getting some early defense in. Joey Aragon knocks the ball loose, and then Wilson Clifford will recover the ball, take it to the left side hoop, and score 2 of his 10 points, and his team is on the board first. Lovell did not stay down long. Cade Nichols is staying in the corner like a good bulldog, and he'll get a treat worth 3 points. The senior scored 10 himself, and his team is up 4-2. These two teams know each other well because this is a rematch of last year's 2A state championship game. Alvin Spoonhunter bounces an assist to Clifford, who will take care of the rest to tie this ball game up at 4 points apiece. Last year's state champs used a well-balanced plan, and they were scoring both inside and outside. Spoonhunter led the Chiefs with 17 points, which includes that 3, as the home team would go up 7-4. The boys in blue, though, were keeping the pack together in this race. Nichols scores again on the running jumper, and that would allow his team to go back up 10-9. But Wiss already had their next plan of attack in motion. Aragon's going to weave his way through the defense and get those 2 points right back, and the Chiefs go back up 11-10 at this point. The lead would change hands a number of times in this back-and-forth game. Here's Lovell's main scoring threat, Cody Savage. I'll tell you his numbers later, but he had quite a game. That, too, would put the visitors back up 12-11. And then the pendulum would swing the other way. Spoonhunter eyes it, spies it, and buys it for 3. The crowd always likes that. The home team is back up on top 14-12. At times, the opposition would get loose from their chain and take off. Case in point, Savage says go fetch, and Dylan Holtgren does in order to get 2 of his 13 points, and things are even again at 14 all. Wyoming Indian had a slightly better trick on this highlight. Clifford with a pump fake and then gets the basket to add to the cause as the Chiefs reclaim the lead 16-15 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the Bulldogs would show how disciplined they are. They'd work it inside to the big man, and naturally that would be Savage. He did this a number of times. The boys in blue are up again 19-17. The Chiefs needed to get someone else in on the scoring. Let's try Joseph Howell. He'd back his way up and ended up getting a couple of points. Actually, the junior chipped in with 13, but his team is still down 23-19. Wiss was playing catch-up for a little while, and that's not something they're used to doing, but they responded well. Nice backdoor cut by Noah Valdez. He's just a freshman, but he's sneaky. Home team down 26-23. Lovell was getting their points from the charity stripe, which made it difficult sometimes for the other team to take the lead. Trevor Williamson is open behind 3 defenders, and that was a pretty easy bucket. Now the Chiefs are down 1. It's 26-25. Wyoming Indian was making their move on the scoreboard. Spoonhunter's going to count to 3, and then he's going to move the ball through the net. And now Wiss is back in command of this one, up 28-26. The senior was heating up. He just had to get open. Howell was in the right place to set up a pick, and Spoonhunter knew he had to make that one. The home team had the momentum going into the locker room, up 31-27. Third quarter, the boys in blue got their acting gear and started making some field goals. Savage gets by 1 defender and lays in another basket. That would put his team down 31-29. The Bulldogs kept hanging around, which was good for a while. This will go down as a long 2 for Holtgren. There was a pattern that Lovell was developing. I'll tell you later. Visitors still trail 33-31. Wyoming Indian, though, was not quite ready to give up the lead, especially when you got guys like Clifford who can make plays like this. That's how you finish. Home team leads 35-32. But the opposition would reach into their bag of tricks. Savage does have a height advantage, and when he's that close to the hoop, 2 points is almost automatic. Bulldogs down 35-34. Last year's state runner-ups had one more senior that needed to get some points. Here's Ryan Clark. He came in late with 13 of his own, and the visitors are now back in command, up 36-35. Neither team really built a big lead in this game. It was mostly one small run countered by another one. Wiss did not have much of an answer for Savage, especially when he was that close to the hoop. Lovell is up 40-35, but the Chiefs did make up for it with a good shot selection. They practiced the run and shoot, and Spoonhunter proves my point. He got the 2 back, and now his team trails 40-37. The boys in blue did do a good job of finding ways to get to the hoop, and their experience showed. Nichols drives and gets a kiss off the glass to open up some breathing room. It's 43-37, and the home team could do that sometimes as well. Aragon gets a well-placed screen, and he has a path to the hoop. That was much needed as Wyoming Indian was still down 44-39. Now sometimes they just did not get back on defense fast enough, and Lovell took advantage. Clark did not have much resistance between himself and the basket. That was pretty easy. The visitors were up 48-41 going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, the Chiefs responded quickly. Not sure where Tristan Gardner has been, but he picked a good time to show up. He'll announce his presence with a three to help cut into the deficit. It's 48-44. The pace of the game was picking up to their style. Williamson is leading the fast break. He had to take it in himself, and he'll do just that. And now they have the Bulldogs' attention because now it's 48-46. After a timeout, the boys in blue would regroup. Savage did way more than his share in this game, and he was all right with it. 31 points for the senior, and those two pushed the score up to 50-46. I told you about a pattern in this game for the visitors. Well, here it is. The Lovell seniors scored all but 1 point in this game. That shows experience, but not so much for the bench. But every dog has his day. Hulkern's jumper makes it a 52-46 affair. And then there was Savage, who pretty much did anything he wanted underneath the hoop. It's probably not over between these two teams, and they probably will see each other again in the postseason. The score is now 56-50. Wyoming Indian did have one last run, and they needed it. Spoonhunter goes right through the middle of the lane, and no one was in his way. The Chiefs trail by 2, 63-61. However, Wisk could not finish. No points in the final minute, and that hurt. The Bulldogs just had to make their free throws, and then they could wag their tails to victory. Lovell would win this battle, but there's still 1 month left in the season, and the war is not over. Final score, 68-61.